let me update you a little bit about the debates that are occurring Thursday. First of all, yeah, they are going to occur, Johnson. I know, it was up in the air like we didn't know what was going to happen in that. A strike is occurring because of a union that says they're not being treated fairly, not being compensated fairly. And that was going to be at one of the facilities. I think it was Loyola, Maryland. No relation to where I'm at, but it's somewhere in Maryland. Maryland's a pretty big place. So anyway, they've come to an agreement, at least a temporary agreement, which will allow the debates to proceed. And the American people collectively or unanimously all said, no! No, we don't want to. Give us a break. Wait till 2020. We really don't want to watch you. In fact, the last debate was the least watched debate. I don't think the debate Thursday is going to change the trend of people going, I got to wash clothes. But it might. One of the biggest talking points about it has raised a lot of concern is the fact that the only person of color on that stage will be Andrew Yang. And in this interview, Andrew Yang explains what it feels like to be the only person of color who will be on the debate stage. Johnson. Prepare yourself for some riveting social or civil rights conversation from Andrew Yang. Man, he stands up for the blacks.
You're the one person of color up there. What does that say about the Democratic Party?
Well, Kamala had qualified for next week's debate and would be on the stage if she was still running. I think the DNC did the best it could with a very difficult task, which is set up objective criteria that would raise the bar over time. And they can't be faulted by Kamala's decision. I'm certainly very proud of being the first Asian American man to run for president as a Democrat and be the only person of color on the stage next week. But I'm going to miss Kamala. Like, she's been my neighbor at the debates for the last several debates, and I think it would be better if she was up there again next week. I don't think you can fault the DNC for that process, though.
Do you think, though, that Democratic voters care about diversity as much as party leaders like to say the party does?
I think that voters have a very clear sense that they want to choose a president that's going to help move the country forward, and who they decide to choose is up to them.
Should there be limits on the amount of self-funding an individual can give his or herself?
I think it's difficult to say to a private individual that you can't spend beyond a certain amount of money on your own campaign. And I'm less concerned about it than other candidates, perhaps, because I just don't think money works. Like, I think there's a certain point at which that one additional advertisement becomes more annoying than helpful or informative. And that the people who are self-funding are going to find that they're spending a lot of money that eventually is pushing on the string. The track record for self-funded candidates is very poor. I think that the people who are self-funding this time are going to find out why that is.
So you think, if you're someone who has billions of dollars and you want to pump even $250 million of your own money, and that certainly doesn't create a level playing field if others can't match that. You're okay with that?
Well, I'm for public financing of elections and democracy dollars and ways that we can actually make it so that our point of view is best represented. So I'm not in love with the fact that you can just shower the airwaves with advertisements and buy your way to a certain point in the polls. But I also don't think you can win that way. So to me, it's more of like a question as to how we can help improve the process. But I'm not as concerned about it actually ending up being possible to quote unquote, purchase your way all the way to the White House. I just don't think that's going to work. If you have people on one side and money on the other side, I would take people every day of the week.
Wow. Hey, Yang, don't blow your back out standing up for all us poor, disenfranchised people of color, man. Wouldn't want you to put yourself out. You know? Wouldn't want you to risk anything by actually saying anything remotely controversial. Yeah, I love how the Yang Gang people, man, how they say their candidate is a life-changing candidate that's bucking the system and so revolutionary. Then he proceeds to have an interview where he could be somewhat revolutionary when it concerns social issues, and he goes right to the phone and phones that fucker in. Yeah, man, he did all but get on his knees and kiss the establishment's butt cheeks. It was horrible. Hey, Yang, how do you feel about being the only person of color that's going to be on the stage? How does that affect you? Do you think that's good? And Yang basically said, yeah, I'm good. Hey, man, Kamala's pretty stupid anyway, man. She made a lot of dumb mistakes. So, like, her not being here is her own choice because she's about to lose her Senate seat. And she never, shared her Newports with me anyway, so. He said a couple of times that he didn't blame the DNC. It was like he was channeling some cuckold position or some, I don't know. I still, like, how do you not speak truth to power, given the opportunity? Andrew Yang is not look, just why I don't like this concept of person of color. Give me a white guy, broke as hell, whose whole life has been struggle and pain. Father was a freaking alcoholic. Mama was a loose woman. And this guy went to public schools fighting and getting his butt kicked. Give me that guy. He'll speak more truth to power than Andrew Yang. And I don't much care if he say the N-word accidentally as long as he apologizes. I mean, I'm saying what I'm trying to tell you is that just because somebody's got a little bit of pigmentation in their skin does not mean they understand at all what regular people go through who are struggling. And they damn sure don't mean they can relate to black people, and they damn sure. And when I say that, I don't mean Kamala Harris or Cory Booker. Man, they wouldn't know struggle if it walked up and smacked him upside the head, stood beside him, took a selfie with him, and then bought him a drink. Neither one of them struggle. Get the hell out of here. All right? Kamala comes from something out of the Indian caste system at the very top, looking down on the rest of the people in India like a bunch of untouchables. And Cory had some white guy co-signed for his whole life or something. I don't know. About a house he brought or his parents brought, or he went back to live in a shanty or a tenement just to try to get the black vote or something. I don't know, man. Look, at the end of the day, no struggle. And then Yang really drops the ball on the money and politics part, man. How could you not hit that out the park? They're like, well, Andrew Yang, like, you're not concerned about money and politics and these billionaires buying their way into the race. And Yang's like, man, shut up, man. I might need a billionaire, too, after I get through this acting position here at the DNC, pretending to be a serious Democratic candidate. Hey, look, I'm not saying that Andrew Yang is any worse than some of these other Democrats. In fact, Yang is doing a very good job of acting like a regular political person, a regular politician who's not risking nothing and playing to win. And look, Yang Gang people, you can applaud him for that. And I'm giving him the business because he deserves it. But at the end of the day, he's doing basically what Kamala would do. He's doing exactly what Cory Booker would do, save for a few throwaway lines about, oh, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. He's just skipping the whole fake like he care part. So, in a way, I kind of like it better. But that doesn't mean I let him slide on this shit. No. So Yang's no worse than the typical politician here, but that's the point. We don't want a typical politician. I don't care if he is offering you Yang bucks. So that's how he came across. Yeah, Young's got this thing now. In his credit, he does have this policy where it's called democracy dollars, where people be given a certain amount of tokens to use that would be like currency or like money, and that they could give to a candidate. It'll be publicly financed in the government or something, and it's not really money, but we replace money with cottage cheese and I don't know, some form of tofu or something. I don't know, something like that in order to like not have to really spend money. But at the end of the day, guys, Yang's got a lot of policies. Some of them make sense. I mean, if you were going to create your own world and you didn't have to get anything through Congress. I'm giving Yang a hard time, I really am. But at the end of the day, man, like I stated, what lets me down is that Andrew Yang could be revolutionary. He could be speaking truth to power. He could be up there handling his business. And now I know for a fact he's just going to phone in his moment on the debate stage Thursday. He's just going to talk about UBI. He's not going to say anything controversial. He's not going to do anything controversial. He's not going to go after anybody. No one's going to go after him. Everybody's just like, man, you're lucky to be here, dude. How'd you get here? Then maybe Cory Booker disrespect him totally and pick him up and throw him on his back and walk around the stage like he did at some event I saw. That was horrible. Cory Booker be faking like he's a nice guy. He's actually a thug in a way. I mean, not a thug, but a street dude. He's like some of his hanging out with in Newark kind of rubbed off on him a little bit. I don't think he's this, hi everybody, hi, I'm Cory Booker. I don't think that's really who he is. But Andrew Yang, I think this is really who Andrew Yang is. He's non-confrontational, unconfrontational, nice guy who likes to joke and likes money. And he's a pretty savvy dude, and he's going to do what he can. And I'm not so certain that this whole I'm doing this for patriotic reasons thing is totally the truth. I think Andrew Yang definitely has an angle. And I'm sorry, guys, some of your angle has to be to fight for other people. There has to be a fight for social issues. It has to be able to at least know the issues and speak to them somewhat when given an opportunity. I mean, Andrew Yang is no different than he sounded like a white guy who was totally detached, living with a silver spoon in his mouth with no cause of reaction or any call of reference for anything about diversity and its impact or how important it is. I mean, I'm not saying, diversity is the end-all be-all, but damn, dude. We are talking about the presidential race. We are talking about issues that could be raised. And we all know Andrew Yang ain't going to be up there. He made it clear. He ain't going to be up there bringing up no black issues, which kind of smacks all in the face for people like me who were dissing Joy Reid and others who were saying, at least Kamala Harris would say the word black on stage. So now we know we won't hear that, and I guess for a few people that's probably good for you because we all know identity politics is all the things it's everything that's wrong with our world. Wouldn't be climate change or mass incarceration or any of that. It's that we had that one black candidate at that time, that one black president, that's that people voted for because he was black. That's the whole problem. Anyway, I don't get the rationale. Oh yeah, and women. We had that all those women presidents we had that also has been. Oh, that's right. We have never had one. Never had a woman president, female president. So I guess maybe that I don't know. It's still a problem though, Johnson. I'm not saying it's not a problem, but I'm saying it's not the problem. Andrew Yang proves it's not the problem, and the problem is money. We all need money. So we give everybody money, and that'll solve all our problems. And look, maybe this is not Andrew Yang's sweet spot. Like, this is not his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's a business guy. He's an entrepreneur. He's not out here trying to be, MLK. And he's never led, he's never pretended to be. Like, unlike Beto, he's never pretended like that was his forte. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that. All I'm saying was a missed opportunity in my book. You got your opinion, I got my opinion. Wish he would have been more forceful about it. And it would have backed people up. And it was an opportunity to attract more people to his race. More people to his campaign, too. You got to think about that, guys, while you're sitting there pissed off. So, anyway, the debate will be held Thursday. PBS NewsHour, Politico, I think, are sponsoring it. I'll be covering it right afterwards, and I will be as unscathingly, uncompromising, and bold in my analysis of that damn debate as I am right now on this show. I don't owe nobody nothing except my viewers, and all I owe you is the truth to the best of my ability, and that's what I will do my best to deliver. But I would be lying if I told you I was enthusiastic about it. I mean, without Kamala, the possibility of a Kamala and Tulsi rematch, I mean, what's the point? I don't know, maybe Buttigieg will pop his head up and say something really stupid that sets Bernie off. We can get spicy Bernie instead of mild Bernie. That would be nice. I could be with that. That'd be worth the cost of admission, Johnson. Here's for wishful thinking. All right. Next story. We're all good here. We're all good. There was a story that I saw. One last thing about the debates that someone sent me that was hilarious. Before we get off of them, sorry guys. Cory Booker, after all this conversation, after all this talk about how the debates are lacking diversity and, you know, there could be no black people on stage, even though Kamala chose not to be on stage. And they said people of color, well, Yanga's going to be there. But even after all that conversation, do you know that Cory Booker won't even be on the ballot in Iowa? I mean, I thought this was a joke. Someone sent me this. I'm not joking. Booker will not appear on primary ballot in Vermont. The New Jersey senator, no, I'm sorry. Okay, Vermont, I'm sorry. Not Iowa, I'm sorry. Why'd I think Iowa? I guess that would be a big game changer. Like, who's smoking? It's late. Well, look, anyway, here's the point. If you are complaining about the procedures that the DNC has in place, and if you're talking about how you don't like the way the campaign's running, and then you tout about how your ground game is so sufficient, you're going to do a repeat of Barack Obama, 08 Obama, and come out here and win this whole thing. So go to CoryBooker2020.com and donate to my campaign. Well, if you're going to do that, if you're going to say that, the least you could do is have all your ducks in a row and be on the ballot everywhere there's going to be a vote if you can. I mean, what have you been doing with the money that you raised, Cory? All that Wall Street money that you took. You guys complain about all these billionaires buying elections, and then turns out you and Kamala are two of the top recipients of Wall Street and billionaire money to your campaign. All right, New Jersey senator who won't appear on the state's primary ballot when voters head to the polls in March. According to a list of qualified candidates released by the Vermont Secretary of State's office on Tuesday, candidates had up until 5 o'clock Monday to submit their paperwork required to get on the ballot. And I guess what happened was Cory didn't submit his paperwork. Did you enjoy that content? I know you did. You got great taste, Johnson. What can I say? Become a member of the Tim Black Wolf Pack today right here on YouTube, or go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, and you'll get free stuff, special stuff, secret stuff. Do it today. Wolf Pack.